You're watching Local 5 News at 6 in HD. We are Iowa's most accurate weather team, and we start with your forecast first.
Well, hi, everyone. It's been a rough afternoon. Lots of severe weather going through central Iowa. It's all moving up into northern and eastern Iowa, arcing its way out of our viewing area. Still some thunderstorms around Ottumwa and still there north of the Fort Dodge area. Thunderstorms will continue to move out to the east and north. We will have a quieter day tomorrow. We're going to have some cooler weather, but it's no longer severe. We'll take a look at all the severe weather and their forecast coming up.
Local 5 News at 6 in HD starts now. We are Iowa.
Welcome to Local 5 News, home of WeAreIowa.com. I'm Stephanie Engelson.
And I'm Jack Miller. Thanks for being with us tonight. Local 5 is your severe weather headquarters tonight. Chief Meteorologist Brad Edwards is in the Weather Center right now.
He's been following that huge swath of storms that are crossing our state, and they're still in the state, but moving out of our viewing area. Isn't that correct, Brad?
Yeah, that's good news. Yeah, we had it hit pretty hard. We had a tornado watch issued early this afternoon before anything started. It looked like conditions were favorable for tornadoes. As it turned out, it was straight line winds that caused all the damage here in central Iowa, and it's extensive out there, as we'll show you here in the newscast. But let's take a little tour here. Thunderstorms continue to rage on here in northern Iowa, mostly north of Highway 20, Algona, Clarion, and up toward the Waterloo area. Thunderstorms intense in this area. High winds have been the real problem. 70-mile-per-hour winds common. Now it's in Waterloo, moving out to the east of us here, and also east of Grinnell. Thunderstorms intense there in the Williamsburg area, again just outside of our viewing area. You folks in Ottumwa and Bloomfield also in the clear, moving toward Fairfield. So if you are on the edge of the viewing area, you're probably still seeing some of the severe weather. We do have some thunderstorms here coming into Sheraton, but these are not severe, just a heavy shower. So things are definitely improving here. We are going to have a complete look at some of the storm reports coming up, and of course your forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Brad, thanks. Local 5 has more team coverage of the severe weather in central Iowa tonight. We're doing team coverage tonight for this storm that we just had pass through the area. Local 5's Alex Wilson is live in West Des Moines, where they are dealing with the aftermath of what just came through. Alex.
Yeah, I'm here at Colonial Village Apartments, where earlier, because of the storms, a brick siding here on one of the buildings just completely collapsed. You can see there bricks falling down onto air conditioner units. We did talk to a couple of the residents inside here. A few of them said they actually felt the building shake and thought that it was a tornado that was going through here, and some of them hadn't even been outside yet to see what actually it looked like. Showing them a picture of this brick right here, they couldn't believe it. And actually, one of the residents that I talked to said that it's actually impacted her air conditioning and it hasn't turned on since the storm. Unsure on if the apartment complex here has been contacted about it. Doesn't look like there's much damage to any of the apartments here, but it'll probably be a pretty big cleanup process here. There were also some downed branches around in the area, but this looks like to be the most extensive damage here in this area. Live in West Des Moines, Alex Wilson, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Alex, thanks. And we have more crews out on the scenes assessing damage in the metro.
That's right. Local 5's Orko Mana is live in Des Moines, where a tree fell through a home. He is at the scene there. Orko, what are you seeing right now?
That's right, Stephanie. We're here on Waterbury Circle here in Des Moines, and as Brad mentioned, the storm passed through the area, but the damage left behind is clearly visible. Take a look at this. This is a giant, near 100-year-old oak tree that fell into this home here on Waterbury Circle in Des Moines. I just spoke to the homeowner. He says no one is injured, thankfully. He was in the garage when this happened. He said he heard a really loud boom. It sounded like an explosion, he said, and when he came out to the front, obviously, this giant tree, it knocked off part of their chimney, and he also says there's a lot of damage and some branches inside the home as well. You can see there toward the top, part of the home and part of the chimney are just completely wrecked here. He says that he's waiting for Mid-American Energy to come here to remove the tree, and he's also planning for what comes next after this damage. We, of course, will have more on the story later tonight. For now, reporting live in Des Moines, Orko Mana, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Orko, thank you. And make sure to check out our website, weareiowa.com, for all our weather coverage for this storm.
Thousands of people across the metro reported power outages at their homes. Check out this site at 54th and Douglas in Des Moines. The tree blew over onto the power line, but it didn't knock shut it down completely. Police were standing by to see if they needed to put barricades around it so crews could come in and take the line down. Traffic was backed up for a little while there and rerouted, but thankfully that was the biggest problem reported in that area of town.
As folks are bracing for this latest round of storms, residents in Perry got hit hard overnight. They are still picking up the pieces there today.
This home on 8th Street had a tree fall onto it and cars smashed with debris from the storms. Neighbors say everyone got out okay, but it was a frightening scene. And for all of our coverage on the severe weather in Iowa, you can go to our website, weareiowa.com.
All new details into the death investigation of this 16-year-old girl in Perry. More questions than answers remain in the latest alleged child abuse investigation out of Perry. Here's what we do know tonight. 16-year-old Sabrina Ray was found dead in her Perry home Friday night. DHS is now labeling the incident a child abuse case. An autopsy has been completed on Sabrina's body, but Perry police haven't released the cause of death. We don't know if charges will be filed against her parents, Mark and Misty Ray. Police tell us they don't know where the parents are right now, but they do tell us 3 other kids have been removed from the home. Local 5's Alex Wilson has been in Perry speaking with neighbors who are reacting to this news.
On Monday, there was a sign on the door here at 1708 First Avenue that said that the daycare was closed from May 12th through the 29th. I went up to the door again today. The sign is now gone. We knocked, no one answered. But a neighbor does tell us that they believe that the family was on vacation last weekend. The police say they're not sure where the family is at this time, though.
Hi, you've reached Misty Ray. I'm unable to answer your call right now. Please leave me a message. Thank you.
I spoke to a neighbor, Joe Butler, who says he could see people coming and going. However, he chose not to go on camera.
We saw the lady or the young girl that's in question here. We saw her carry the garbage out. She was a very slender young girl. I think it weighed as much as she did. It was a struggle for her to get it out there. She never did drag it, but it was a struggle.
Butler says he didn't know anyone that lived in that home, but he knew something wasn't right with Sabrina Ray.
She either had an eating disorder or they weren't feeding her. I mean, it's just that simple, but you know, there were so many other people that were in and out of there. Somebody, I guess, should have known that something was wrong. It's just very upsetting that somebody would treat a human being like that.
Perry police say they're hoping to release more information on this death investigation within the next 24 hours. In Perry, Alex Wilson, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
The Local 5 has spent months talking to lawmakers at the State House and officials within the Department of Human Services asking what can be done. The DHS has taken a big step. It's hired an outside expert to come in and review the state's child welfare system.
For the department, this has been a very sad time. Our hearts are extremely heavy to see several cases that children have been abused, and we see headlines about this. They're absolutely tragic cases. That's why we're making this action step to move forward with a review of our systems. We feel like it's important to have someone come in and look at our systems again with a fresh view.
State lawmakers have been demanding answers from DHS for months, asking what changes the department should make to prevent tragic, even deadly child abuse from happening. Democratic Senator Matt McCoy has said the system is failing Iowa children. Republican Representative Bobby Kaufman said he's pleased DHS is taking steps to figure out where improvements need to be made.
Unfortunate that government has to do that. I do applaud that and think it's a good idea that there is a non-Iowa government, unbiased, kind of unfiltered source that's going to be looking into this whole thing of child care placement as a whole.
You have a department that's operating on a lot fewer employees. In addition, the legislature just made a $16 million cut to field services.
The Department of Human Services is still involved in this investigation in Perry. Again, we are waiting on a cause of death from Perry police on Sabrina. We'll keep you posted on this investigation.
New tonight at 6, police say a woman shot her boyfriend last night after a day-long dispute. Police say they showed up to the Come and Go on Guthrie Avenue on a report of a shooting. Later, they found the victim with a gunshot wound to his knee. He claimed his ex-girlfriend shot him after she says he ran over her foot with his car. So far, no charges have been filed.
Also new into our newsroom tonight, someone intentionally set a house on fire and killed 2 girls inside of it. The state fire marshal says the fire is being ruled as arson, and they're now looking for who did it. The 2 girls who were killed in the fire have been identified as 16-year-old Shakaya Cockerham and 12-year-old Melanie Exline. The girls' uncle and grandmother were in the home as well. They survived with some injuries. Again, investigators don't know who set the house on fire, but we will bring you the latest details as we get them into our newsroom.
Coming up on Local 5 News at 6, they're starting to be known as the Comeback Kids, how the Hawkeyes are heating up the diamond.
But next, Democrats have been sounding the alarms after the Comey memos were released. What Republican senators are saying.